welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is a show where we talk about the latest in pop culture and movies. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And welcome and happy Saturday. Today we'll be talking about that Spider-Man No Way Home trailer.
We're going to be talking about how Shang-Chi is certified fresh.
And Letitia Wright injured on the set of Black Panther 2. All this and more coming up on today's show. Did I say happy Saturday?
I don't think you said happy anything. It's just happy Wednesday.
Oh, okay. I get the days. If you're new here, I get often, we only do live stream on 2 days. It's either a Saturday or a Wednesday.
Flip the coin.
I often just say one of the 2 days and hope that it's right, because what are days anymore? But you guys, welcome to the show. We have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Obviously, that Spider-Man trailer that I think the internet collectively lost their mind, because
yeah, pretty much.
My timeline was just flooded with where's the trailer, and then it was very contagious where I kind of was, and you guys saw too on our Spider-Man No Way Home trailer reaction, that we actually pre-taped our intro so that when the trailer dropped, we
were like, go, 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 go.
Exactly, yeah.
We wanted to see that thing as soon as we could and get it up there. And it was funny because that's kind of like what all of the reacting
the channels
were doing.
The rejects,
was like everyone was sitting there going, refresh.
Bum and I were having like a back and forth on Twitter. It was really great. But hey, you know what else is great? Pumpkin Spice is back. Pumpkin Spice is back.
I didn't know you were going to talk about this.
I decided that I should probably put it up on there, just because we do talk about, besides comic book, movies and movie news and pop culture news, and I thought we'd bring a little bit of casual note, a little bit of that vibe, very casual. As you can see, we're just in one of our rooms in our apartment. But Pumpkin Spice Latte is back. It's still summer. It's still considered summer. We're not really in the fall yet, and I was one of those crazy people.
It's just the fact that everyone wants it to be fall. We're done with summer here in California.
I was done with summer
after like
summer.
3 weeks of never getting below a 90-degree high. Kind of a thing.
I feel like we shouldn't complain too, because our friends late to the party over in Arizona are getting
my gosh,
consistently getting 3 digits.
Mm-hmm. And what is it? In Palm Springs, it's really bad. Death Valley hit the highest ever. But
It
was like 122.
Ooh, I feel like you'd melt if you went outside.
Pretty much.
That's awful.
We're all looking forward to fall so much that it was funny. Actually, on the day that Wendy went to go get Starbucks, I was actually at work. And I kind of sat down on my break, and we have like Ring doorbell and Ring cameras around the apartment. And I had my phone out. I went, bling. I was like, oh, Wendy's going somewhere. Where she's going? I came back from my break, and then I saw that she had entered. I was like, oh, wow, that was fast. And then she had a bag. I said, Starbucks. I was like, oh, that's right. Today's Pumpkin Spice Latte day.
First day was out.
That's where she went. So I was like, I knew that she went out and got her Pumpkin Spice Latte.
Even though Starbucks wasn't the first coffee company this year to bring out their Pumpkin Spice Latte, Dunkin' Donuts definitely was like, no, we're going to be the first one. And they brought it out, I think, on the 18th. My friend Nikita, co-host of the Geek and Glitter podcast, went and got it. But also Starbucks didn't come out with just one fall flavor this year. They also came out with a new one that I don't remember seeing last year, and it's called the Apple Crisp Macchiato, and it sounded really interesting. So I ordered myself a pumpkin spice latte as well as the Apple Crisp Macchiato. And yes, I was that crazy person that even though it was 80 something degrees in LA yesterday, I still went and got a hot drink, because I prefer fall drinks hot. Because of that, cozy.
It's kind of like around that
weather.
time of year. That's when you want to have like soups and stews and hot things, because that's the season and that's what you kind of want to make.
Yes. So I tried it. The pumpkin spice latte, it just tastes like, to me, the same as ever before. Honestly, though, a little bit sugarier than I remember, which you guys know Starbucks.
Oh.
Like one of the regular drinks you get off the menu, if you don't customize it, it's like sugar up the wazoo. I should have asked for one less pump of the pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Didn't think about it, and like taking out the whipped cream.
Maybe this year's syrup is just a little bit sweeter than usual.
I heard somewhere that they decided to go with real pumpkins. Supposed to.
Make it a little bit more authentic. Going with the real pumpkin spice.
I saw someone tweet about it, because Pop Sugar did a tweet on Twitter and was like, we tried the new drinks and whatever, and it's good. And I was like, well, I disagree about the second drink, which we'll get into in a second. But somebody was like, "Oh, I stopped drinking the PSLs from Starbucks when they started to use real pumpkins." I'm like, "Wait,
Wouldn't
wouldn't that want more
real pumpkin?
More real pumpkin?" Anyways, to each
I'm
their own.
not a big pumpkin spice latte. I mean, don't get me wrong; they're still tasty.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'd much rather get some of my standbys.
Yeah. Oh, right. The apple crisp macchiato sounds great. Sounds like apple pie.
Apple crisp. Oh.
I know. And the notes, they said that it would have, obviously espresso, brown sugar, like caramel, not like a caramel drizzle on top, and a spiced apple. All those flavors should be layered, and that sounded really good, and like a less sweet fall flavor. Because pumpkin spice can get pretty sweet. So I ordered it and I tried it, and you can definitely smell the apple scent. It almost smelled a little bit like, remember Bath and Body Works had that like apple spray?
Oh yeah.
Not as potent as that, but it kind of gave me a little bit. I was like, oh, okay. So I was expecting like a coffee with the apple cider type of a vibe. I didn't taste the apple, period.
Oh really?
I didn't taste it at all, and I was like, maybe I need to like stir it up. So I took off the lid and I stirred it up, and then drank it. And still nothing. So I don't know if I got one that they didn't add the syrup.
Maybe they forgot.
I don't know. But so far, not too impressed with the second new drink for fall. But in any case, you're back at Starbucks as well as Dunkin' Donuts. If you guys want to go ahead and try it, get your fix of PSL in there. We got a super chat, a couple of them, yeah.
Yep. We've got 2 super chats. One from Marvin Martin.
Thank you guys for your
so
support,
much.
by
With
the way.
a new Marvin the Martian.
What's this one? It's a hot air balloon.
Oh.
Cute.
You can see it a lot because I also have like
on the phone.
Chats on my phone, but I'm like, what is that?
What is that?
I love the fact that you put a new one up every
live stream.
Every live stream.
We love
and I'm
that.
just like, that is. I didn't even know that many Marvin the Martian pictures are out there, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
with as many as often as you change it. I love it.
I want to like Pinterest it and see how many options we get. Marvin always gives us really cool suggestions on what to read or watch to play, and today he is saying, I'm gonna butcher this name, so I'm so sorry in advance. Aguila Roja, Zorro soap opera.
Ooh.
The Archer, Tomb Raider goes to juvie. Okay. And scientifically accurate Spider-Man. I feel like I've heard that one.
There's one. I
thought Doc Ock died a good guy. Interesting. Really interesting. So you guys, if you're looking for things to watch, new things to check out, go ahead and take what Marvin is saying here in the super chat and give it a watch. Screen cap that screen. Before
and of course,
it
this
away.
Very last sentence, which is, I thought Doc Ock. But,
died a good guy.
Died a good guy. But the thing is, though, remember, this is still the multiverse that they have going on, and we'll get more into that when we start talking about the No Way Home.
I'm so excited.
Oh my God, I cannot wait for December. Sometimes I wish I could just jump ahead, watch the movie, and then come back.
I know. And then watch it again and again and again.
Just because the anticipation is killing me.
The anticipation. We also have another super chat from Dalston8888.
Thank you so much. Oh, I love the DeLorean.
Oh, nice. And Dalston writes, Marvel has beaten DC to team up movies, Big Bad, Thanos / Darkseid, and now the multiverse. Shame. Interesting to team up movies. Okay, I see. Sorry, I read that weird. So Marvel has beaten DC to team up movies. So I think he is maybe saying that it's a shame that we haven't gotten like the clash of the two comic book houses yet.
Well, Marvel is getting to that point to where they could probably start pulling that off now. All they would need is Warner Brothers to kind of be like, yeah, let's do this.
But I think,
honestly, I loved the mashups that they did before, where they did like Wolverine and Batman. They did Superman and Captain America. They did Thanos and Darkseid as some of the main mashup supervillains, and I thought, I was like, this is really cool. We're actually starting to get to the point to where we could probably see that in the next couple of years.
I mean, I'd love to see it, especially maybe we don't go all the way in with movies right away, because there needs to be some very clear storylines and characters set. On both sides of the brand in order to do this. But I can see, especially now with the introduction of Marvel's What If, I feel like that's maybe an easier way to kind of get the conversation started, and they can work on a crossover slash Marvel like what if episode, but cross it over with some of our favorite DC heroes.
Yeah.
Like that would be really, really cool.
Honestly, I mean, that's what's great about the What If series is that it really does give Marvel the opportunity to do whatever they want.
Oh, he's referring to movies only. I see.
But yeah, I would love to see them do it in like a movie setting, just because I love I think it was Dark Claw. That was the Wolverine Batman mashup.
Cool.
And it was just really cool. And
that is.
I haven't read it or seen it. Unfortunately, I don't own it, but I remember like flipping through it. And, like,
quickly before they kick you out of the comic.
Exactly.
You got to pay for that.
You got to pay for it? You're going to read all day.
We've all done.
I was going to read all day.
This you kid with no money.
I sounded like this at the time. But yeah.
Yeah, you and I both.
Honestly, I mean, who would have thought that we would seriously get to a point in comic book movies to where we could be like, I could see this happening, to have something kind of like a Marvel slash, what does that call it? Like a Sony Marvel deal to where either, I mean, they just split the costs of production 50-50 and then they split the earnings 50-50 kind of a thing on certain Marvel slash Warner DC properties. I am excited.
It can happen. I think the possibility is always there, but we got to make sure that you know, across the board, everybody has their brand, their character, and their stories solidified before going in. And then you have to think, because you have to plan ahead of that too, because people are always going to audience. I feel like, well, let's just say we get this big mashup of like a Marvel DC movie. People are going to refer back to like, well, in this movie, this happened, and how come later on in this film and that film, like, do you just ignore all of that? Like, what happened there? See, it's a lot of careful planning, but I feel like, you know, comic book movies continues to exist. They continue to get better. We continue to get new characters. So I think that'll be the day. That'll be really exciting when we finally do.
We're still many years down that, and I think you'll have to start small. Start with a few animated things, see how people take to them, and then you do. And what's great is that Warner Brothers does do an incredible job in their animated movie department.
Yeah.
So I think that is something that really could help them along as well. So it's all just waiting, though. It's all just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, it's a lot to talk about, but we love to see it. What I want to let you guys know before we jump into the rest of the topics today is what has been going up on the channel, and that is the Avengers Campus vlog part 1 is now up and ready for you to watch, and it's taken me forever because Navi has been a giant distraction. And she just looks at me with this face and I can't edit and I just play with her all day. No, but really it's because I changed my mind 50 million times on how I wanted to do this vlog. At first I was like, oh, I'll just do a regular vlog and edit it chronologically as, you know, how the clips are recorded throughout the day. And then I just thought it was kind of too all over the place. So I decided to segment parts of like, here's like the intro and here's the food and here's what you could do and the entertainment. And that's essentially took much longer because I scrapped almost the entire thing and started it over. So we went back in June and the vlog is up 2 months later. That's like literally the longest I've ever taken. And there's other vlogs that I still haven't been able to edit because of that vlog. Yeah. So now part 2 will be on its way very soon. And of course, you guys know, fans of What If, we have a reaction for that for episode 3 that is up on the channel now, and we will talk about spoilers for that in Saturday's live stream. So look forward to that. We don't talk about it today because I feel like it's too fast.
Yeah, it's like there's probably still a lot of people who have not seen it yet because you know they release it late on Tuesday or Wednesday morning, early Wednesday morning at like midnight. And most people are asleep and then they have to go to work. Right. So they don't get to see it until they get to come home. Yeah.
So we want to give them that time to be able to enjoy the episode before we dive into spoilers. But join us on Saturday as we talk about spoilers. Before we dive into the rest of the topics, I do want to grab this package that was delivered.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oy. This is from Movie Bunch, Debbie,
Thank
who
you, Debbie.
has been so supportive of our channel for a very, for like years. So thank you so much. And she sent this over to me as an early birthday present. So I'm very excited, and Navi's slightly freaked out. So
well, just because it got too close to her face.
Is it too close to your face?
Is it too close to your face, Miss Navi?
She's like, what is that?
To...
It's something from Disney.
Yay.
I'm very excited. Debbie, thank you so much.
Knows how much we love. Oh, ooh, that looks so cool. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is super cute.
Oh my
gosh. Let me get my face out of the way.
Yeah, I gotta cover my face up so they can.
That is so cool.
Wow, look at it. It's the Ahsoka Tano, baby, bobblehead from and this is her as we see her in the Mandalorian. Wait. I gotta here. Go ahead and do that just so you guys can see her outfit. It is the Mandalorian version of Ahsoka. Oh my God, Debbie, thank you so much. She's so
That
cute.
is so cool. Where did you find that?
Disney, apparently.
Well, yeah. But
wow.
I'm like, that is really cool. I really like that.
I love it so much. Cute. That's gonna sit on my desk.
You wanna look at it,
100%.
Navi? See, that's Ahsoka, Navi. Mommy's favorite.
That's my girl. Speaking of Ahsoka Tano, for anybody who wants to look for Ahsoka style, Ahsoka inspired jewelry, Rock Love Jewelry and Ashley Eckstein have teamed up again to release another line of Ahsoka inspired jewelry, and this time they have another Ahsoka ring, which is similar to the first one that they had, the one that you bought me, but it's of kind of her mantras have changed, so it's more of the more grown-up marking from Rebels, and this is the one that I'm hoping to get, the hoop earrings. And they're of her mantras.
And this isn't Funko. This is Hot Toys.
Hot Toys.
Hot Toys does some really
the
good stuff.
The cosplay is so cute, Debbie. I love it. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I love it. What a great early birthday present.
Happy birthday, Wendy.
Yay, thank you. My birthday is in September, so this is like the definitely like kicking off the oh sorry, Navi, I just pooped you on the nose. Pre-birthday celebration. Thank you. Oh, I love it. I'll tell you right now, that thing is not staying in its box. It definitely needs to be displayed in its glory out of the box. Because you can't see her cool lightsaber and her cool outfit if I just keep it in the box, you know? Mm-hmm. Debbie, thank you so much.
And I think even though the box is really cool,
the
figure is just way too cool. It's just so much cooler. Yeah. You want to see it.
I agree.
You want to have it out and about.
Out and share with the world. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and move into this first bit of news here. So Letitia Wright, who you guys know plays Shuri in Black Panther, has been injured on the set of Black Panther 2, and this is coming from Deadline as an exclusive, and it says during an overnight shoot in Boston for Marvel's Black Panther Wakanda Forever, sources tell Deadline that Letitia Wright has suffered minor injuries due to an incident with a stunt rig. Quote, Letitia Wright sustained minor injuries today while filming a stunt for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. She is currently receiving care in a local hospital and is expected to be released soon. And this is from a spokesperson for Marvel. So we are so sorry to hear, obviously.
I was actually like super panicked because
she's Shuri.
When we first heard this, we heard that she had been sent to the hospital.
Yeah, like the initial headline was alarming because it was like, Letitia Wright hospitalized due to injury. And I was like, oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. But, nonetheless, we would prefer zero injury. But it does kind of come with being a Marvel superhero and, having a stunt-filled movie, such as a comic book movie. It can happen, and we know that, obviously, all productions do their best to keep their actors and their stunt people as safe as possible. So we're sorry to hear that she suffered some minor injuries, but it does sound like she is going to be able to recover, and she may be even released today, I think.
Oh, good. So she really didn't spend that much time in the hospital.
Right.
And it's probably
it doesn't say that, so ignore that part, but it is minor.
Also, when there's a big production like this and you have a big name star like this, especially I'm pretty sure that Shuri's role in the new Wakanda movie, in the new Black Panther movie, is pretty big. Mm-hmm. So they're probably, she had like even probably the smallest kind of, she's injured, we're taking her to the hospital right now.
Yeah, you don't want to get her checked out, run a couple of X-rays and tests make sure she's okay, and then let her maybe rest the rest of the day, and then she can take some time to recover, and then she'll be back on the set. Like a brand new person. So, but we are sorry to hear that, there was minor injury suffered, because like I said, we prefer zero injury.
Yeah.
We don't love hearing about those, even though it can happen.
Well, and this is also something else that came to mind. They were saying that, oh yeah, she was on a stunt rig, which means she's given more action scenes. She's going to be given more of these action roles, which makes me think now that she does have a much bigger role.
100%.
Because even in the first Black Panther movie, she was in the fight, but I don't think there was any like stunt with her in it. Maybe she
not much, because she just did she had those, which are so cool.
Oh, I thought that an amazing weapon that she had, and maybe there was one move that was considered a stunt when she got like knocked down by Killmonger.
That's right.
Because I can't quite remember if she got like the
I was
suit.
right. I thought
The suit that Killmonger was wearing, like knocked her away. So there would have been that stunt that she did, or if she just got knocked down. I have to go back and check.
I feel like it happened, like both happened for some reason. It's been a minute, so we have to rewatch the movie. And the article does say that the incident was minor and it's not going to have an impact on the film's shooting schedule, which is also a great news, because not only they're shooting and then they had obviously some minor setback and injuries, they're also shooting in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's just like you have to be really so cautious and careful all the way around.
And that's another thing. I'm wondering that since she had to go to the hospital, if that also means now that she has to kind of quarantine for a little bit to make sure. I mean, because any hospital right now, there's going to be a lot of people in there.
And she has to sit in there for a long time too.
So I'm wondering if they're going to now have to take extra care with her for the next 2 weeks, kind of thing. Like maybe say, oh, here, why don't you stay out for the next week, rest up, heal up. And during that time also, we will make sure that you are quarantined for COVID, just in case.
Just in case you want to protect everybody.
How messed up would that be too? Not only do you get injured on set, go to the hospital, and then you find out, well, because I went to the hospital, it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, knock on wood. We don't want that to happen. I'm sure everything is safe, and she was isolated in her own little care area.
Yeah, I'm sure they're really. I mean.
Yeah. And I'm sure she had a mask on.
Exactly.
Doctors and nurses are wearing masks. People wear masks inside the hospital now, whether you're a patient or you're a caretaker. So I like to think that everybody's safe. But obviously, we wish her a very speedy recovery, and we can't wait to see Wakanda forever. Let's go ahead and go on to our next topic here. You guys know that CinemaCon I think it's still happening. I think there's still one more day. And we know that they kicked it off with the Sony presentation because, we couldn't stop talking about Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, where's the trailer and all that stuff? But there's a lot more that goes on at CinemaCon, including people who got to go, I believe, watched the entire Ghostbusters Afterlife movie.
Which I'm like, what?
So jealous. If we had the money and the opportunity, I would 100% go. We looked up the prices and we're like, ooh.
There's a reason why they get to see the whole movie of Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's expensive.
It's
in the thousands. It's over $1,000.
If you're not a member, and I don't even know how much for a member, how much you have to pay to be a member, the membership fee. I'm not sure, but so far all the very quick reactions, because I'm pretty sure they're all under heavy embargo, so they can't talk about the film in any sort of detail. But so far everything I've read has been positive. I have a couple of friends who are attending CinemaCon, and I'm not trying to get scoops out of them or anything like that, and I was just like, but what do you think? They're like, no, we really liked it. So that makes me really happy, because everything we've seen in the trailer so far, we've really been liking, and it's definitely one of our highly anticipated films for 2021. We've been waiting for this since last year because it got delayed because of that pesky COVID. So we're looking forward to it, and I'm just loving hearing the positive reviews.
Yes.
And they also got to screen not the whole movie, I think just first looks and snippets and things like that, but of a movie called Spencer that is based on Princess Diana, starring Kristen Stewart. And there's a new poster that came out for kind of kind of she's like this, and she's in her beautiful gown. And I remember seeing that one photo that was released a long time ago of Kristen Stewart as Diana, and I thought she just looked fantastic. And there's other, Diana stories being told in other shows as well, such as The Crown, that we've obviously, if you watch that show, then you were probably updated on that. But I'm very excited for this. And there's an article on Variety, and also Neon, who is the studio making the film, has tweeted out that photo if you guys want to go ahead and look. And it says on the tweet, "Every fairy tale ends. Kristen Stewart is Diana Spencer. A glimpse at Pablo Larraín's," I hope I'm saying that right, Spencer, and this is going to be in theaters November 5th. That's my mom's birthday.
Oh.
Remember the 5th of November, which I do every year. So yeah, this is just exciting that they are getting sneak peeks of the film. And again, I think people are having positive things to say about it. So I can't wait to see Spencer in the movie theaters or however they want to release it. I'm pretty sure this is a theatrical only review. I'm not finding this right now in the article here, but oh yeah.
Well, I also have to admit, I'm also excited to see Kristen Stewart.
Yes.
As playing Princess Diana. At first I was like, what? Really? And then they showed a picture of what she looked like. I was like, oh, okay. And
yeah, because
she also has some really good acting chops. I just feel so bad that she just has to do what Robert Pattinson did and kind of drag that Twilight behind them until they actually get far enough away from it until people go, oh no, Kristen Stewart, and not, oh, that girl from Twilight.
Yeah, I think, Twilight was a long time ago. They were both very young in their career. So say what you will about that, but people evolve and actors evolve, and they film a movie and then they move on, they film another movie. So I hope people don't continue to get stuck on they were in Twilight. It's like, it's saying that I feel like you're not allowing the actor to improve and to evolve and have, that career and the room to grow. Like, so proud of Pattinson. I think that's so awesome.
And Robert Pattinson really had to work at it too. He had to do some really off the cuff from The Lighthouse.
I think he enjoys those like art house films.
He does. Yeah. It really looks like he does. I guess I can't really speak for him, but he does some of those really like where at first you're like, oh yeah, who is this guy? Oh my gosh, that's Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. Like there was that City of Z or something, and for the first hour and a half. I was like, oh, this guy looks familiar. And because he had that full-on beard and this furrowed brow throughout the entire movie, and you're just like, oh my gosh, that's who did he play in Harry Potter? I forget. I was going
not Draco Malfoy. Oh my god.
Yeah. But I was like, oh my gosh, it's him.
Debbie, help! Fellow Potterheads, help! And speaking of Debbie, she also says that there was footage shown of Matrix 4. And the Batman. God, one of these years we should save up and not do any other vacation, and we'll make that the vacation because it's in Vegas too. So we just go and
do like all the reactions, but come back and be like, oh my gosh, we saw this. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. That would be a lot of fun. Why can't I think of that's going to really bother me? Cedric
Diggory.
There we go. God. This is why we don't do trivia of any sort. Because that was the example right there. That's the example right there. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic here. And that is, that's not it. Hold on, let me just make sure I've got it all correct. Okay. We're so excited to see that Shang-Chi is certified fresh. You guys have probably, if you haven't already, we do have a non-spoiler review up on our channel that you can check out. And by non-spoiler, I mean, I even feel in retrospect, it being a little too vague, but we just are so worried about anything we say that can be considered spoiler that we choose to leave it out. So there's people in the comments. Don't look for these comments if you don't want anything spoiled for you. But people in the comments like, "But how come you guys didn't talk about this and that?" I'm like, because I feel like if we tell you, yes, this happened in the movie, or no, that happened in the movie, that didn't happen in the movie, somebody else who is not looking for any spoilers is going to go through the comment section and get that, that moment ruined for them on screen. Even though, I think by now, if you piece together some of
the
trailers. Not all, because the trailers doesn't really give that much away.
Yeah, and honestly,
I thought it did, but
that is something that I think Shang-Chi did a really good job on. They kept some really good secrets and some really good moments that I'm just like, I'm glad they didn't put that in the trailer.
Yeah.
There's like for example, for like the What If trailer, with the one with T'Challa, I was kind of like, I really kind of wish they did not ruin that one moment. A Ravager never flies solo.
Yeah, because that would have been fun to.
And I'm like, that was such an awesome moment. But I think Shang-Chi and all of those trailers did a really good job on keeping a lot of things under wraps, a lot of things quiet. So when you actually do experience them, they are a surprise.
Yes.
And I loved what they did with this movie. I loved the lore behind it. It fits very well as a solo Marvel piece.
Yeah.
With, however, that a lot of other solo Marvel pieces didn't have to deal with an already hugely expanded universe.
Yes.
So to be able to take that one little piece, a puzzle piece, and find a perfect spot for it works out great.
Yeah.
I love, you do know that Wong and the Abomination's in there because they show it in the trailer. I love what they did with that.
Yeah, we won't tell you what they do with that, but you know,
I love that they had like a little surprise character in there that had a bigger part than I thought he was. I just really enjoyed a lot of things. True, I wish they would have done at the beginning of the movie. They did have a lot of really good martial arts.
Oh yeah.
I wish they would have had a little bit more of that kind of style of fighting near the end.
Yeah, the pacing for me in the third act is a little bit. It's a little. I would have liked to see it paced a little bit better, but nonetheless, some of the stuff that was said, you know, specifically my review, we talked about the kind of the exhibition, not super heavy, but you know, they took some time to give us those scenes, and while it was really important, I felt like it kind of broke up the energy of the third act there, when everything should be like coming up, you know, to the climax of the film. But minor complaint, and again, those you know, scenes, the exhibition, the storytelling, and all that, super important for you to, you know, enjoy the movie as a whole. So like, I feel like we nitpick a little bit, but I'm just excited for people to see this film. I'm super happy with this cast. It's almost an entirely all Asian cast. They're all fantastic. Get to know Meng'er Zhang's name. You're gonna be, I hope we get to see her pop up everywhere, because she's really fantastic. And obviously Simu Liu, Awkwafina, we don't even need to talk about like Tony Leung and Michelle Yeoh, because they are already legends. But I had not seen much of Meng'er Zhang's like films and performances before this, and she blew me away. I'm obsessed. I want a Funko Pop of her. I want to cut my hair like hers, which with my face, like I honestly wouldn't look good, but I want to like get her outfit, and I want to. I don't know. That haircut, it's like, I feel like it's such a couture, high fashion haircut that would only look good on certain people, and I don't think I'm one of them. But nonetheless, we're very excited for this movie. We hope you guys, obviously, based on your own comfort level and your safety, if you go and see this film on September 3rd, I'm probably going to do the thing where I buy a ticket for the film and then like not go, just so we can like support the film. We've done that before. Even pre-pandemic, it's like, I can't go, but I will buy a ticket, just so, because you need to go a little bit with your money. So we're excited for that. And thank you to everybody who emailed and texted and DM'd and messaged and retweeted. My quote from
that is so cool
got pulled for as part of the Marvel like the what is it, like the promo, I guess. And I was very surprised when I woke up this morning and I was like, why do I have so many text messages?
It's like,
because I stayed up until 4:00 last night editing the What If reaction, so I like didn't let myself wake up until I think it was like 10 or something like let myself sleep in a little bit. But it's cool because it was my name and then the movie couple logo, so I just felt
it's like we're legit.
very surreal. We are a Rotten Tomato what is it called, tomato meter approved publication. I will say that because I applied and we were approved, so just feeling very, very, very happy. So if you guys want to go ahead and give that review a watch, it is up on our channel right now. We have a super chat. Oh my god!
Oh, thank you so much.
2020, sorry, Boogietron 2000. How are you? Hope you're doing well.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. All right. Boogie Tron writes, fun theory, but you remember the movie Source Code, starring Jake Gyllenhaal?
It's been a while, but yeah, it's like when he has to go to the train and find like someone that has a bomb, but every time he fails, he goes back and like repeats it.
It's like it's kind of like a dot boss level / live die repeat, similar, not exactly
Groundhog
like
Day.
So Too Long Didn't Read, man has another man's face and life, and is trapped in a time loop. Minus the time loop, I like to think this might be the case for Peter in No Way Home and the other Spider-Man. So this is actually the perfect super chat to put us into that final topic that we have for today, which is to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home teaser trailer. That honestly, it could be the case. What if it was the case and Peter just has to keep jumping back or jumping into another, because now we're officially, not that it hasn't been established, but it's the first time we're establishing it in the MCU officially. Yeah. Even though it's Sony.
Well, and this is also an interesting thing that is going to start happening, is the fact that, Marvel is having their multiverse cinematic universe. Sony is putting together with Venom, Carnage, and all of these other Spider-Man properties. There's going to be a moment to where Spider-Man kind of has to drop out of the MCU because they don't have the unlimited rights to him. Sooner or later, Sony's probably going to be like,
because it's
hey,
a Sony property.
It is a Sony property.
I see. I thought you wanted him to leave the MCU. I was like,
oh, no. I don't want him to leave. I want
you.
Spider-Man to be around forever. I love Tom Holland. I think he's an amazing Spider-Man. No pun intended. I think... and I think this actually might be a way to kind of start transitioning Tom Holland's Spider-Man out of the MCU and into the Sony multiverse, so to speak. So where Tom Holland's Spider-Man might actually be like one of the only characters who can go through the different multiverse realities.
That would be interesting.
So I'm just really curious on where this is going to, and how Marvel is going to handle this, because Marvel has a plan. They plan 5 years, 10 years into the future about where their movies are going, what they're planning. We have all of these theories and fun fan fictions that we put together. Mephisto, like even they're now thinking, oh, Mephisto has something to do with it because there's Mephisto that theory. Sign in the trailer that says "Devil in Disguise."
We're back.
Where it has the little horns on Peter Parker with the mustache.
The next trailer, you're gonna give us a little fly. Somebody's sliding a fly. We're gonna be like, WandaVision has taught us nothing about crazy, to not run crazy with your wild theories in there. But it's not. The thing is that it's not impossible.
Yeah, but also I would love for them in this to introduce Madam Web. How cool would that be to be introducing Madam Web into well, actually, they couldn't. They don't have the rights to Madam Web. They only have the rights to Spider-Man. But Sony can put in Madam Web.
Yeah, Sony has all the spiders. So
Sony can do whatever they want. And I don't think they can do this Tom Holland's Peter Parker Spider-Man as long as Marvel has the rights to them.
But isn't it both? Isn't it kind of an agreement? I don't remember the details of this deal, but isn't it essentially both? But if, let's say, if all the rights after this film went just, let's say they're like, okay, for the next film we're not going to work with Marvel, I don't feel that they would have to recast. I feel like Tom Holland would still be over here and working with the Sony team, with the studio. I just don't see that happening.
I don't think Sony will bring on Tom Holland because that is the Marvel's. They're kind of like, they want to separate themselves. So I think they would bring in a different Peter Parker from a different multiverse. They would bring in Spider-Gwen. They would bring in Spider-Punk. They'd bring in Spider-Noir.
If they do that, I don't mind it. But to give us another actor as Spider-Man, that would kind of be kind of frustrating. This is the third one.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we finally.
I got a question. Does that mean that Nicolas Cage is technically now a new Spider-Man? Because he was he did the voice of Spider-Noir into the Spider-Verse.
I mean, they're all Spider-Man.
And then you got Spider-Gwen. I mean, honestly, Sony has so many different directions to go in. And I think that is something that they should take advantage of. That we could get another multiverse Spider-Man from Sony, but I think at the same time, they wouldn't do that while Marvel is doing things with Spider-Man.
Yeah. Okay, so Debbie sent over on our Discord a very helpful,
I've seen that.
Like a, what is it, not a pie chart, but a little...
It's a pie chart. No,
it's
a flow
something, something gram. I don't know what it looks like that. And things like, they kind of overlap. And, okay, it's not going to focus. It's fine.
Okay.
But, so it basically shows like a visual guide to the Marvel live action character rights. So everybody belonging in like the Marvel circle, and then see which studio overwrites. So for the overwrite, Universal Pictures, what overwrites is Namor, they have Rick Jones, Betty Ross, Abomination Hulk, General Ross, the leader.
But they're still combined.
They're still combined a little bit. And then what's overlapping with Sony and Marvel is Mysterio's J. Jonah Jameson, Vulture, Aunt May, Spider-Man Peter Parker, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Shocker. But everything else that is not overlapping in the Spider-Verse are characters such as Gwen Stacy, Carnage, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, Doc Ock. Let's see.
Well, actually,
Electro.
now Doc Ock is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because we saw him in the trailer.
I guess technically so. And then Black Cat, Sandman, Lizard, Venom, Kraven, Silver Sable. And then there's some for Netflix as well, which Kingpin is like the one that's crossing, kind of overlapping with Sony and God, I miss Kingpin. I think Vincent D'Onofrio did such a good job.
Oh my gosh.
As Kingpin, and I miss those shows. Speaking of which, a lot of people are speculating that in the trailer for No Way Home, while Peter, bless you.
Sorry.
We're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I was gonna give you another bless you. Okay.
I thought I was going to.
That while Peter was in the interrogation room, that the person who slammed down those files, and Peter kind of looked up like what? And a lot of people are saying like, oh, I recognize the kind of the stands and the stature, and that they're saying that it's Daredevil, it's Charlie Cox. I would love nothing more for that to be true.
Yeah.
I haven't found any sort of confirmation that it would be him as of yet. I don't think any of the outlets are reporting that's a confirmation, but I would love to see it. And
with the way things are, you can just also say, you can get the same actor playing Daredevil, and just say either he's from the universe, the Netflix universe kind of a thing, or he's just a similar Daredevil, same actor. You can just take what you want. It's kind of like what Star Wars is doing with their legacy material. They're like, hey, we like Thrawn. We kind of like the storyline of Heir to the Empire. We're just going to take what we like.
Yeah.
And same thing with Netflix. They're going to be like, we liked, what's his name? Cox from Charlie Cox. We liked Luke Cage. We're just going to take what we like, Jessica Jones. We're just going to take what we want. Take what we want and change it a little bit. And honestly, I'd be happy with that. I just want to see these actors in these roles because I loved them so much when they were on Netflix.
Yeah, I was really bummed when and the Punisher too. I was just really bummed like when all the shows got canceled. I think the only one that I didn't fully finish was I tried. We made it through all of season 1 and some of season 2 was Iron Fist.
Yeah.
I really wanted to like it. I think for the most part I started watching season 2 because I like Jessica Henwick so much. But
yeah.
The story
didn't capture Iron Fist
me.
A little dirty.
Wasn't the best script, but we digress. So that it's a possibility that we get to see Charlie Cox as Daredevil, in the film. That would be really fantastic. And of course, one of the big things is who shows up and who doesn't. Obviously, the trailer gave us a lot of Doctor Strange, which got a bone to pick with their marketing's great. Teaser trailer looks great, but I hated the teaser before the teaser because how cool would it have been if you didn't show that Doctor Strange was in it until we got the through the rest of the trailer, and when he showed up the first time, it would have been a bigger impact. Like we kind of had an inkling he's going to be in it, but I honestly didn't realize how much he was going to be in it until we saw. Obviously, Peter goes to the Sanctum after He's swinging through the city. His giant face as Public Enemy #1 with J. Jonah Jameson yelling.
I love the fact that they brought back J.K. Simmons too.
Of course,
I mean, you can't. No one can do.
Do your JK. Your JK's pretty good.
Spider-Man's a menace. I just love.
That's the only thing, though.
That's all I say. I'm trying to remember any of the other lines that he does. But of course, man. I just love him. I think he has the coolest voice. I mean, especially if you guys have seen Invincible. He does an amazing for Omni-Man.
It honestly doesn't even sound like, you can't really, how sometimes, but you don't hear notes of like J. Jonah Jameson.
Well, yeah.
I don't, because he's even when he gets angry. Oh, so good. Yeah, go watch Invincible on Amazon Prime Video if you haven't already. But it is rated mild for mature. So just, if you're not, if you're triggered by like gore and like graphic violence and things like that, don't watch it.
Like
the show's not for you.
Exploding with brains and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
very graphic.
Yeah. So rated mild for mature. Just as a warning out there. I don't want like some 9-year-old watching it. They're like, oh my god, and I will feel terrible telling them to watch the show. So if you're not of like.
We're going to corrupt the next generation into violent comics.
Literally, my dad would have shown me this. I would have been 7 or 8. He would have been like, "Come watch, it's a great show."
I grew up in the '80s, so yeah, back in the '80s, no one watched a movie unless it was rated R.
Because they were good. They were good films. But we got to talk about who is in this movie and who is not, and then we'll kind of jump back into the Doctor Strange because I have this really crazy, weird theory, which I think 100% is not true at all, because I'm actually pretty bad at prediction things. You're better at it, but I'm usually not.
One thing that I have to admit, I do like the fact that Doctor Strange is in this one.
Yeah.
Because in the comic books, there's a ton of times when Spider-Man does go to Doctor Strange, and he's like, I need help. I'm out of my league here. I don't know. I'm a science guy. I'm a superhero, but I do not know anything about the mystic arts and spells and magic. Please help me.
Yeah.
And they've both have gotten into so much trouble in the past. And I love the fact that they're bringing that to the big screen.
Yeah. That conversation was great. We know that various certain villains from past films are coming back. We've heard about Electro, obviously. I feel Jamie Foxx pretty much
electricity coming down.
Yeah, pretty much already like confirmed that. We definitely 100% got to see Doc Ock. Alfred Molina has not aged.
He looks
even
really
a little bit.
good.
I don't know if there's any sort of de-aging at work, but it really doesn't look like they did. I mean, I wouldn't know it because we saw it on the laptop screen. People at CinemaCon got to see it probably on like the big giant screen, so they can probably see a little bit better. But he looked fantastic, and of course the pumpkin bomb.
The pumpkin bomb. So we know that we're going to be getting a Green Goblin. We don't know if it's there could be different variations.
Oh, it's Willem Dafoe, sure.
I would love it to be William Dafoe.
It's got to be. Well, it doesn't have to be, I guess, but as a fan, I want it to be. Willem Dafoe, and there's whispers of Sandman being in there as
There's a little glimpse that when the lightning strikes,
and there was
looks like there's like a sand cloud kind of a thing.
A gesture for sand. Yeah, the swirling of a sand tornado.
So we might get a Sinister Six in this movie.
Yeah, so because what? Norman, Doc Ock, Electro, Sandman. What am I forgetting?
There's
Lizard.
The Lizard. We didn't get any hints. Oh no, there could have. And Vulture.
That's 6.
Well, and technically, you could put Mysterio in there, kind of a thing, because there's a very good possibility that Mysterio is not dead.
At the end, they're gonna give him a little snappy theme song. It was Mysterio all along, and he comes out with his like image, whatever tech that he has, and all the drones and stuff. That would be. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
I just would because it's Mysterio. So
and also that could make it so that clears Spider-Man's name, but there's still going to be it's still going to be in a questionable situation to where J. Jonah Jameson can still be like, no, Spider-Man actually did kill this guy. It's all just a ruse to make sure that everyone thinks Spider-Man's a good guy. I'm sorry, I cannot do J. Jonah. Even if you listen to me, anytime I quote other characters or say something, I have to try and talk like them, even though if the impersonation is horrible. Kind of a thing.
Kind of like Arnold.
Yeah, my Arnold is terrible, but it's so much fun to do.
I don't attempt to do any of those voices because I just don't. I don't have it in me. I want to check how many views this trailer has gotten since its release because we watched it soon as it
I think there was only
aired, obviously, but it was at like 60 seconds or so. It already had 10K views. By the time we were done, it was up to 490,000. You know, and that was like 10 minutes later. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look under Sony Pictures
to see the actual trailer.
Holy millions! It's got to be.
Sorry, there was I missed it.
If this was on Twitch, I would say clip it, but I can't do that because we're not on Twitch.
And
45, is that 45 million?
That's 45 million.
And you know that counts off because YouTube sometimes they can't keep up with the actual.
And there's still a lot of people probably watching this over and over and over again.
I mean, I literally clicked on it like 6 times yesterday watching it. So let's talk about Doctor Strange a little bit. Peter goes to visit in the trailer to visit the sanctum, and we were wondering why it was like so snowy. And thanks to everybody who commented in our reaction videos, because when Hulk broke through the sanctum, left the giant hole, and then you know things happened after that. So they never got it fixed. I don't think
that would have caused.
That's what a lot of people are saying in the comments.
Weather. I think there's actually something like
anomaly.
Think Doctor Strange is still technically like a new Sorcerer Supreme. I think he's now starting to flex that muscle a little bit. Like, oh, I am now the greatest sorcerer. I now need to be able to do some of this insanely elaborate stuff.
That's always been Doctor Strange's personality.
Yeah, pushing the envelope, so to speak. I wouldn't be surprised if Doctor Strange tried to do a certain spell and it did not go right. And that is why
it's snowing.
And that's why it's snowing inside the sanctum. And when Wong is leaving, that's why he's like, don't try that spell. It did not go well with all of this.
Or some other type of spell.
Of course, Doctor
That's
Strange
an interesting
is like,
theory.
what's the worst that can happen? I mean, so I caused a little snowstorm inside the sanctum. Give it some time. It will go away. I need to keep practicing and pushing the envelope so I can be the greatest Sorcerer Supreme ever.
Can you imagine if what you're theorizing is actually correct and you see Wong wake up one day and it's just snow all over? He's like, you know what, Strange? I'm out of here. You're a terrible roommate. And he's like, I'm packing it up, going somewhere warm. And he walks through. And we do think that, you know, a lot of people are speculating that he's going to Shang-Chi. We gotta watch the movie to find out for sure, obviously. But he's probably going somewhere to you know, because of the Shang-Chi trailer.
I know there's a scene, I think, where you see Wong go through a portal in Shang-Chi, but I'm trying to remember if on the other side of that if it was snowing.
I'm not saying anything because y'all haven't seen the Shang-Chi movie, so I am not saying anything that could be considered spoiler.
Yeah.
Not saying that it is or not. Let's see. Okay, so this is a super chat.
We've actually got a few super chats above that one.
Oh, we do? I'm sorry.
Yep. We've got one from Marvin Martin that says it's a blue one. There we go.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
And Spider-Man was a horseman of apocalypse. That is, I remember that too, where there was a time when Spider-Man was one of the horsemen of apocalypse. Okay. Spider-Man has been all over. He's teamed up with the Fantastic Four. He's teamed up with Wolverine. He's teamed up with the Avengers. He's one of those characters that you can throw him almost into anywhere, and people would love him. He's teamed up with Doctor Strange and gone into the multiverse and done like the Sorcerer Supreme stuff. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense being able to have him with the X-Men, either being, I can't remember how he was forced into being a horseman. I think it had something to do with Aunt May. Like he was like blackmail or something like that.
Being blackmail?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
But
I feel like that's motivation enough there.
And so
for him to...
that's one thing that I do wish, why I wish Marvel had the full rights to Spider-Man, because you could put Spider-Man anywhere and people are going to love it.
And you know, alternatively, they can just continue to work with Sony and, you know, give us like all the amazing movies and things like that, which is what I'm hoping to continue to see down the line. Marvin, thank you so much for your super chat. Our next one comes from Bleeding Green. Thank you so much.
Bleeding Green.
Who writes, Mephisto is coming. Maybe not in Spider-Man, but he is coming. We've been saying this since WandaVision.
Very true.
And you know, there's also little hints of like Nightmare, and because of Agatha Harkness, her connection with Mephisto, like we kind of been saying, obviously we didn't see it in the TV show, but I also didn't think that they would give us that in a TV show. Then fast forward to seeing Loki, and they actually gave us Jonathan Majors as
Yeah.
a king. So like I guess never say never, but I feel like with Mephisto you have to like, well, no, because you get to play that to King the Conqueror as well.
Yeah, I think with Mephisto, I think that might not get hinted at or started, like the beginnings of that will probably happen in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And I wouldn't be surprised either if Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I mean, not what is it, Spider-Man goes like right into Multiverse of Madness kind of a thing.
Yeah.
To where it's, you could almost put those together as one big movie.
It's just a good time to be a fan. You know?
Yes, it is.
It's really a good time to be like a comic book fan, because never I thought like we would get, you know, growing up with I think my first comic book,
Batman.
It was either Batman or I want to say for
Superman.
me it was actually Superman, because I think my dad
yeah.
was like, you got to watch this, and after that it was Superman, and it was like, you know, the Linda Carter TV show that I watched. Didn't really understand half the things because, you know, it's in English, and I lived in Taiwan at the time, but I would, you know, watch like some of the shows and stuff like that, and I was just blown away. And then after that, I think my next exposure was probably Spider-Man, and then X-Men, and then everything else sometime in there afterwards. Let's see.
Next up, we've got
Mephisto's coming. All right, here we go. Thank you guys for your patience as we get through these super chats here. Motor Rolling writes in the trailer. Thank you so much, you guys. In the trailer, when Strange says, quote, "Be careful what you wish for, Parker," I think that's simply him being cocky, not sadistic. His tone to me says, check out this kid. You're going to see some stuff. Check this out, kid. You're going to see some stuff. Yeah, I mean, Doctor Strange has never been the humble type. Never. Yeah. Even when he lost the ability with his hands, like even then.
He was still kind of arrogant.
Don't take these books. These are changed up for a reason. Okay, I'm going to take the books.
Yep, and he still does.
Still that kind of does what he wants. So it's not really, I'm not really surprised when he gave Peter the wink after Wong, you know, cautioned them against using that spell, against casting that spell. He's like, yeah. I won't do it. Don't worry.
The little
wink. Of course, Peter being in there, and while Doctor Strange needed that concentration to cast the spell, Peter's like,
talking.
But what about this? And so, you know, things does not go according to plan. So here's kind of my thing of why, and this is a super wild theory. I don't even believe it sometimes, but it is a theory. I wonder if that Doctor Strange, for some, he just didn't look Doctor Strange to me. And I'm not talking about him being in sweats. That has nothing to do with it, because like the whole place was icy and cold, and like, you know, like fine, wear your sweats. Also his mug, now I have to buy that mug off of Etsy or wherever, because it says "Oh, for Fox's sake."
Yep.
And it's got a little fox on it.
And I love the fact that it might be just a little jab at them, the fact that Disney bought Fox.
I did not make that connection. I just thought the mug was really cute because I've seen it in places before. Because if you look on Etsy, it's all over. But interest.
I thought that would be actually kind of funny.
It's possible, but I feel like, and this is me, like, again, super wild theory. I don't believe for a second that it's even true, but I want to say it anyways. His hair was too coiffed, like too perfectly combed and styled for Doctor Strange. Where normally when we've seen him in the past, he's always got that little swoopy swoop.
Oh yeah,
and a little bit. And I just felt like it was so like what's Stanley Tucci's character from Hunger Games?
Oh,
the presenter. Like it was so like round and like perfectly styled. Like he had just like maybe he just gotten out of the shower. So maybe that could be it. But I don't know. I feel like what if that was a different Doctor Strange, because later on we see him, then he's back to having like the more like messy, like more like, you know, not so carefully combed back hair. And again, that's like kind of baseless, because I'm literally basing this theory on a type of haircut, but I don't know. And it just, something just didn't feel right to me, but I also feel like Wong would know.
Yeah. If
it wasn't the true Doctor Strange, Wong would know. So who knows?
Well, in What If, there is another Doctor Strange. We've seen a different version of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe we'll see a different Doctor Strange in either this one or in the Multiverse of Madness. Because Doctor Strange is one of those characters that can go from multiverse to multiverse to multiverse. So
You never know. Hey, before we get to our next super chat, I just want to read this comment by Princess Sarah here, who writes, "Hey, I love your channel. I wanted to say this about Eternals. Did you know in the comics they can reincarnate into new bodies when they die? Imagine if we get Henry Cavill as Icarus one day."
Henry Cavill would actually probably
and
be
just the similarity of the powers.
Yeah.
That's really, really funny. I also wouldn't mind. I mean, look, I was gonna call him Rob Stark. I love him in the role already, and I know we've only seen the trailer. I'm very excited for the film, but that would be kind of funny as well. Do you mind grabbing my charger before we go on to our next super chat here from Amr? Just so we don't lose you guys, because I want to make sure we get to everybody's super chat.
I'm going.
It won't die yet. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. There we go. Plugged in.
We are plugged in, and we're going to go ahead and move on to our next super chat from Amr Nail, friend of the show. Thank you so much. Amr writes, "The new Matrix movie will be called Resurrections. I'm so excited for it, yet there seems to be no hype around it. Ergo, accordingly, vis-a-vis, LOL. Is it vis-a-vis or is vis-a-vis or it's French? I want to say. I'm not best at pronouncing.
That is
French.
always a little concerning.
French
when
what if they just want to hide it though? Not hide it as a bad thing, but they want to keep the surprise.
That is possible. That is very true. They could be doing that, but usually you still, as a studio, want to get people hyped about this movie. But I don't see why they, even if the movie's terrible, you would think that they would still they want to get hyped. They want to get people to come in and be like, I got to see this movie.
A part of me thinks it's because they were waiting for CinemaCon. It's not like the Spider-Man thing as a whole. It's kind of on a whole different level. We've been waiting a long time for the next Spider-Man film, because not just because we are fans of Spider-Man, but the impact it's going to have on the MCU. So a lot of us as comic book movie fans are looking forward to that. The Matrix, I loved. And I'm so excited for a fourth one, but I think that's something that they can afford to kind of wait on the marketing, because there's already interest there. There's definitely fans of the entire franchise. So it's not one of those movies that when it opens, nobody's going to go see it. No, people will go see it. But I think they were maybe waiting for CinemaCon and the presentation. And then once that's over, then the public can know.
Yeah,
they want to maybe start interest that way.
And they also probably don't want to eat any of their own interest, kind of thing. Having one film compete with the promotional power of another. That's why, honestly, I thought that the trailer for the Eternals was going to drop a little bit later, because I didn't think that they would want the interest to compete with Shang-Chi.
Yes,
but I was very wrong on that. They actually did drop the trailer on that.
And just an article from Deadline here about Matrix 4 trailer and the title unveil, which, like Amr said, it is called The Matrix Resurrection. So the trailer begins with NPH talking to Keanu Reeves' Neo. In the near future, San Francisco, it appears that Neo is trapped in a humdrum world, much like his first self in the 1999 movie. Okay, he's just not getting his surroundings. So that's very interesting. Comes across Trinity, says, "Have we met?" She asks him. So it sounds like they're also, it has a lot of references back to the original film, the first film, which is very
where you want to
exciting.
go, because it was the first film that really just got everyone going, Matrix, and having their minds explode.
Yeah.
The second and third films, no matter what you think about them, could not capture the magic of the first one. So it makes sense that that's the one that they're going to want to reach for. They're going to want to have the similarities to the first one. So, I mean, I'm honestly, I just want to hear more about it.
Me too.
So I'm curious on what they were able to see at CinemaCon, and when are we going to be able to see it?
I mean, the movie comes out, and let's see. Matrix, I should have looked at this when Matrix 4 comes out December this year. So I think maybe real soon we'll get to see, because they got to see the trailer already at CinemaCon. So we will definitely, I think for us, a trailer will be not too far behind. All right, let's go ahead and move on to
our next super chat, because we actually have I'm kind of scrolling through them and I'm like, oh wow, we're actually like really behind
it's a little
on
bit,
super chats.
Okay. What is the
so
next
after
one?
Armor,
is it Boogietron?
Boogitron, yes.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Boogietron 2000 writes. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta click on it. There we go. As mentioned by Feige, that we're in Peter's senior year. Do you think this movie will give us his Uncle Ben moment about great power comes great responsibility?
I don't. They might mention it, or they might have like a voiceover of Uncle Ben saying, "With great power comes great responsibility."
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they're going to spend too much time on it, because that's something that we've already kind of seen a couple times. It's kind of like going back and telling the Batman's parents dying story. Spoiler alert. Sorry. It's one of those things that we all know, so you can reference it and you can probably give us a nice little quick couple second voiceover, but I don't think they're going to have like a scene to where Peter will, where Peter will relive that moment or have like a flashback of that moment. I think it's going to be pretty quick if they do reference it.
I think maybe if they reference it through the other Spider-Man. If they show up, if they indeed show up in this film, I think that would be cool, especially to have like maybe Toby say it. That'd be cool. And I'm seeing this comment here by
and that would actually be something really
Dalton.
Cool. Really cool too if you have, oh yeah, my Uncle Ben said this, my Uncle Ben said this too, mine did too. Mine said it a little differently though.
Imagine one of them was like, mine didn't, he's fine. They're like,
still alive.
Get out.
You've been excommunicated from the Spider-Man club.
This comment from Dalton says, what if he says hello Peter talking to who was it that said hello Peter? It was Alfred Molina and said what if he says hello Peter and Tobey Maguire is walking behind Tom Holland? We would love to see it, because technically this Doc Ock wouldn't know that Tom Holland Peter Parker is a Peter Parker.
Yeah,
until he
true.
put the suit on.
Oh, yeah.
But then when the suit comes off, and he'd be like, well, you're not that same Peter that I know.
Surprised if he can figure it out, because Doc Ock is supposed to be super smart.
But he can't just look at another like teenage boy and be like, that looks like a Spider-Man. Like you can be a genius, but you can't have that sort of like a foresight.
You know what it possibly could be is that moment where he goes, hello, Peter, and he gets in and he goes into the Spider-Man costume. They could have played that in reverse. Oh. And he's actually going, hello, Peter. And he goes, and he actually stands up and goes,
Ooh, okay.
That would be
intrigue. Yeah. Oh my god, I can't wait to see this movie. All right, next super. Wait, did we answer his question? Hold on, I scrolled past.
I think so.
Oh, right? Okay. So, do we think the movie will give us his Uncle Ben moment? I don't think so. I think if they need to establish it, they probably would have. Yeah,
they'll mention it, but I don't think they're going to spend too much time.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a cutaway scene in like a flashback scene or anything like that. Thank you, Boogietron, for your contribution. We have a super chat from Mark. Mark, thank you so much.
I love this one.
All right, imagine at the end credit of Spider-Man, Deadpool shows up and sues Peter for copying his suit design.
That would be hilarious, and that would be such a way.
And that's how we get Deadpool 3.
Deadpool into the cinematic universe here. I can't wait to see Deadpool. I would love to see what they do with Deadpool. I still want them to put Deadpool into a PG-13 movie, and anytime he swears, they actually bleep it. He hears the bleep, everyone else hears the swear word, and someone else gets the one F-bomb that you get inside of a PG-13
If it was
movie.
Peter, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Or like, oh God, there's just so much they can do.
Oh, come on!
Come on. It's like that Star-Lord moment. Star-Lord, man.
Star-Lord.
So great.
But yeah, I want to see Deadpool in the cinematic universe really bad. And I think it would be funny if you first put him in an end credit scene to where you can kind of just tease and do a Deadpool thing.
That'd be so great. We love that. Let's see. Next super chat comes from HelloWhat890, who writes, double movie premiere of John Wick and Matrix. Who's with me? We're with you. We'll do it. It's just a full day of Keanu Reeves. And we would love that 100%.
And I think you actually...
Did I skip one again?
You skipped one.
I'm so sorry.
That one.
Johnny, I'm so sorry, Johnny. Johnny Wise, thank you so much for your super chat. Writes, what are your top 5 MCU movies and where does Shang-Chi rank? amongst all the MCU movies.
I don't know if Shang-Chi would be in my top 5.
There's so many.
But definitely my number 1 is, oh gosh, it's a struggle between
this changes a lot.
Iron Man and the first Avengers movie. What else was oh man, now I have to go back and look for, but definitely Iron Man.
In no particular order, just like listing our top 5, I would put the first Avengers movie, Civil War,
Black Panther, Winter Soldier, Black Panther. Those are my 5.
What did I just say? I brain farted.
First Avengers, Civil War, Black Panther. I added Winter Soldier and the first Iron Man movie.
See, I gotta
and
give
those
it,
can switch around.
I gotta give it to the first Iron Man movie because it's the first Iron Man movie that
and it knocked it out of the park.
It was
I
so
bought
good.
that movie and I watched it over and over and over again. So
can we count Infinity War and Endgame as like one movie?
Nope.
Oh, that means I have 1 slot left. I can't put both of them in there.
Yeah, you can. You can put both of them.
That's top 6.
Okay, you can put them in if you have 1 slot left and you want to put them in there. Then yeah.
So yeah, I will say Shang-Chi does not quite make the top 5, but like I probably would put the top 10.
Top 10.
Really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it because it wasn't for
How weird is that we can say, oh yeah, top 10 comic book
because there's like
Marvel
20
movies.
plus.
Because now there's so many.
So many of them. Let's see, and I think I kind of lean towards for now anyways the ensemble movie because it took a lot to get us to the ensemble movies, and that's why there's like technically 3 of them, even if we count Endgame and Infinity War into one, and that's why. So, but let us know you guys' top 5 or top 10. Heck, let's give them top 10.
Yeah.
More options and more slots for you to put in your MCU films. You don't have to rank them. You can just list them because I feel like ranking that makes it difficult and like mind shifts all the time, but that's kind of the gist of it. Shang-Chi is definitely up there for sure. I enjoyed it so much. I love all the different styles of martial arts, the cinematography. You guys are going to lose it when you see some of these very stunning imageries, the way they play with lights and the color and the theming of like set scenes. It's very, very theatrical, cinematic, and beautiful. And
I also like what Kevin is on a completely different subject.
This one or
no,
the next
one more. Where he's talking about Henry Cavill as Sentry.
Or the Sentry in the MCU.
The Sentry.
To our Superman clones in Marvel.
I actually think that would be pretty cool. I don't think they'll do it.
Do you think he's tired of playing that type of character?
Well, Sentry's a little crazy. The Sentry's a little. It's a complete character-wise. They have the same kind of powers to where he's just insanely strong. I would also just love to see Henry Cavill in the in Marvel cinematic. I would
just like to see Henry Cavill in general.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Before we go, because we gotta run, we've gone a little over, but we want to read off some of what you guys have picked out for
we still have one more super chat.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Go ahead and read it.
It is. He says, Deadpool 3, Free Guy was an amazing movie. Oh my gosh. If you guys have not seen Free Guy, go and check it out. It is hilarious. You come out of that movie feeling good and happy. And they did a really good job of taking, the Deadpool kind of comedy, which is really just Ryan Reynolds comedy, and adapting it to this movie's theme and story.
Yeah,
I really like what they did, and I love what they did with the dude.
Oh God, it's great. Go see it. It's in theaters everywhere. If you feel safe doing so, go do it. Wear your mask, wash your hands, don't touch your face while you're out. Let's see. So just a couple of people wrote in their top 5 MCU films without a rank. And they are for, let me just go ahead and put this up here, Infinity War, Civil War, Thor, Endgame, and Iron Man. There we go. Love that. And for Austin, top 5s are Captain Marvel, yes, Endgame, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok. That's a good one too. You see what I mean about listing these films? Like, they're all so good.
And also, for me, Winter Soldier and Civil War, Black Panther, Avengers, and Iron Man, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's right, Thor Ragnarok was really good, and you'll just constantly be like, okay, switching these around. That's why I'm like top 10 is probably more of a stable to do with list to make. I was thinking words.
I was like, where
Words are not coming
I
out.
didn't want to interrupt you because you were going somewhere. I was like, I'm just gonna let him get there. And obviously, if you have like Disney Plus, all the MCU films, they even put them in chronological order. Chronological order for you, so you can go ahead and watch it. Also, hashtag not sponsored by Disney Plus. We just love it. And plus, on Disney Plus right now, you can also watch the new Disney Gallery featuring Mandalorian season 2. You know, that one moment where one specific Jedi shows up. So we're gonna go watch that later tonight. And with that, we bid you guys farewell. We have a meeting in like 10 minutes that we got to get ready for. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. But you guys, thank you for such an amazing live stream. We'll be back on Saturday. Thank you.
But of course, we'll also have a lot of videos out between now and then. We're going to have our part 2 for our Avengers Campus vlog.
We've got a couple of movie reviews that are not comic book related, because we do like to review movies and things like that. So probably a review coming up for Everybody's Talking About Jamie. We still need to finish watching Robin Essence. We'll talk about that. I think made a mistake, and I thought I published the Space Jam review, and I don't think it actually went up. So I gotta go find the file somewhere. I gotta go through all the back end of YouTube to see if I actually did it and just put it on private by accident. Because let's hope that's the case, because it's not in my editing files. So all right, you guys, we love you. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be back on Saturday with another live stream. We'll be talking what if spoilers, probably do a little like casual Q&A, and I think I saw one of the comments that they wanted us to do a little casual Q&A, so we can probably do that. And then one more list of ranking of the top 5 Marvel films before we leave from Dalton. Top 5s are Infinity War, Guardians 2 and 3, and Black Panther. And there you have it. All right, guys, we love you so much. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you for your continued support. We will see you very soon. Bye, everyone.